Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2, and I'm back again with another movie review. I wasn't thinking I would go to the cinema yesterday, but I had been planning on seeing the Bourne Legacy, and having seen the previous Bourne films and being a huge fan of Jason Bourne himself, I thought, why not? I'll go ahead and check it out. And I was not disappointed. We had come in a little bit late, but we really didn't miss all that much. There was just one scene that kind of threw us off, but I won't say what it was because it'll probably give away a huge plot point. This film has a new character named Aaron Cross, who is part of a organization that's part of a bigger covert organization. They're actually different branches. His branch is known as Alcove, which, if you know what an alcove is, then you know that makes a terrific, perfect sense. Within the duration of the film, you learn that he wasn't a name but a number, and I have a research book on numbers, and he's number 5. And of course, as you all know, the number 5 is the number of man. See, over here it says 5 indicates the pentagram. Some held represent the wounds of Christ. Others say it represents Satanism. Actually, if it's turned upside down, it represents Satanism. They didn't mention that here. Greek followers of Pythagoras also revered the pentagram because its regular form contains the golden ratio as described in 1.618. And of course 5 is a number that pops up frequently in music, of course. It's the most pleasing sounding harmony. That makes sense. And it talks about the Pentagon. It's a key number for the Department of Defense. How apropos. It also speaks of here that it houses some 26,000 employees, but that I'm getting kind of off track. And it's also a Fibonacci number sequence here with Mercury, Venus, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, and the number of the senses. Of course, we know that. Number of oceans, and according to the ancient Chinese and Indians, number of elements. It's the number of rings in the Olympic symbol, as well as the number for pop bands and groups of adventurous children, although the 5th member of Enid Blyton's famous 5 was a dog called Timmy. We used to know clock faces being divided into measures of 5 seconds and minutes. Taking 5 minutes is a standard duration for a short break. There are a lot of other things that are mentioned here. There is also a 5th taste, known as umami, meaning savoriness or meatiness, a term coined in 1908 by Professor Kikune Ikeda of Tokyo Imperial University. Of course, I figured that out with anatomy and physiology. I didn't know about umami until later, but I kind of got a little bit off track there, but it's interesting to have that information in mind, and knowing how it relates to Aaron Cross and the different identities that he takes on. And earlier in the film, he's private first class in the Army, and he gets hurt quite a bit. He's injured very extensively. And you just see him covering up for his past, and I think that the investigators, the ones that are grilling him, well, the one that is grilling him figures out that there's something not quite right with the situation. As far as the Bourne films are all gathered together as one, the chase scenes and just guns blazing, and the plot in and of itself is absolutely sensational. This particular film has one of the best parkouring scenes I've seen in a movie for ages, and the chase scene on the motorcycles was just awesome. I was left completely breathless. I was gripping my armrest the whole time, and my hand was my head was in my hand, just gripping to the side of my cheek, thinking, will he get through this or will he die trying? And of course, it leaves room for a sequel, which I don't know if they will or not. But I won't say how that happens or why. But it's interesting how it comes to that at that point. And there's a lot of allegory in this film with the wolves and just the dynamic between the characters, and of course the man who plays Aaron Cross was perfect because he played Hawkeye just sensationally well. And then the lady who plays Marla, she is devastatingly beautiful, but she's also very resourceful, and she's able to think on her feet, and she plays a very strong female character, which I really liked, and I thought that was a great change. As far as the whole series is concerned, I give it 5 stars and absolutely loved it from start to finish, and I was not disappointed at all. I had forgotten the previous trilogy, unfortunately. I had only remembered the Bourne Ultimatum and the Bourne Identity. I could not think of the Bourne Supremacy. I knew that I had enjoyed each one in their unique ways differently, and they each had very memorable chase scenes, which is one thing that I always walk away from feeling very satisfied, and the adrenaline of those scenes in and of themselves just get you to thinking maybe you'll have a coronary when you're watching them, but it's really exciting and engaging, and it's what makes me love the action adventure genre. And there was a part in the film that spoke about neurobiology, and it goes into basic microbiology. This is heady science that Marla is speaking of, and it's absolutely fascinating. But I think they are able to do this with pills nowadays, which is very frightening. When they talk about the chems, they have the green chems for physical enhancements, musculature, stamina, that kind of thing, and the blue chems are for intelligence, which is very intriguing. I mean, what if you could take a pill to enhance your IQ? What if you could take a pill to increase your memory? It's sort of the same idea as Limitless, if you've seen the film Limitless, which I absolutely love, but loathe the ending. Excuse me. But it's the same kind of idea, and they do it through virus, and virus is the absolute most insidious way. Pardon they use insidious, but I couldn't think of any other adjective that would work in describing it. But it delivers the effect to a pinpoint location in the body, wherever it may be needed. Instantaneously, in nanoseconds. You have better muscles, you can run faster, you can jump higher, you can contort into different shapes without even thinking about it. And if you weren't double jointed before, maybe this pill will give you the ability to be more flexible. Who knows? It's just the potentiality is infinite, and also very disturbing. And I thought about that quite a bit when seeing the film, and I was thinking these sort of things have probably happened or are happening, and who would want to work for the government after seeing this? I certainly wouldn't, because it just paints the government in a very bad light, and just how cutthroat they are, and how cruel and sterile they are, and just they care about nobody else but themselves. And God forbid you're on the wrong side of the government and you want to uncover what's really been happening behind the curtain, so to speak. And that's what the whole series, the Bourne saga, is truly about, and that is the essence of it, which makes it that much more interesting. And I absolutely think it deserves two thumbs right way up. The casting was just spectacular, and it was nothing short of phenomenal. Even the scenes with the guns and the crazy doctor, which I knew that was happening, I knew that was going to occur, but my dad had forgotten. I guess he hadn't seen the trailer, so it completely took him off guard when that when the doctor went crazy, and it actually mirrored a similar situation that has happened in real life, and this is why we should have more psych evals, and have had we have if we have more psych eval, well, some people can cheat on those, but it's just a warning that this sort of thing can happen. It already has happened, but hopefully it won't happen again. And there are people in the world that are just completely nuts. They are disturbed mentally, and it's very challenging to see who those people are, because many times they're like chameleons, so you never know what they're going to do or who they're going to take it out on, especially if they have some sort of strange fetish or a fixation, like with Marla. I felt so sorry for her, because I think she felt somewhat responsible for the shooting when it occurred. They kind of alluded to that. Um, Tremendous film. If you have a chance to see it, do. And tell your friends, and make the government watch, because I think that they should they should be educated on what they really do, because I think there's more truth in this fiction than there is truth in reality.